Thanks, Gary. Yes, Thomas, what a lovely night. Wife here, the kids to share, and everything is perfect, doesn't it?
My parents, it's unbelievable. To share it with everybody is incredible, and what a fight, what a tough fight. And well, we made it 1-0. Well, I don't know what to feel actually.
Does it feel even better because you lost last season's final?
Well, you know, I was so grateful to arrive anyway, and to arrive a second time. But still, I had the feeling it felt different. It felt different. I told everybody before, not only after, it feels different. We were like, you could feel it every day coming closer, that we will touch it at the end, and I'm happy.
Just been discussing with Ben Chilwell. The players seem to win all their individual battles, one-on-ones.
Today, they were determined to win this. We wanted to be the stone in their shoe, the stone in the clockwork of Man City. We encouraged everybody to step up and to step out and to go for duels one-on-one. We would have wanted to be a bit more brave with the ball, to have a bit more relief and ball possession, but we created some dangerous counter-attacks, had some opportunities, and second half was a pure fight.
And you had a choice up front to go with Mount and Werner. You had a choice of many. You chose the right one. Kai Havertz delivered for you, didn't he?
Kai?
Yes.
Kai was strong, so heavy, delivered again, but the guys are very reliable. No matter who you choose, you get everything. They leave their heart and leave everything on the pitch.
Yeah, you had a few scary moments. I saw you drop to your knees with your head in your hands when Pulisic misses.
Yeah. It's like this moment that have been 2-0 up, and then it's so hard to defend. One deflected shot, one long throw, and one second ball. I mean, you die at the side.
It was a very fast game, particularly the first half. It was like blitz chess, I think. That was the sort of...
it was very intense on the sideline, very fast. Regarding the circumstances where you always feel the tension, it was a tough match to play, tough match to step out constantly, not losing the shape. We always there to help each other. It's a lot to do.
Have a great party tonight, Thomas. Mason, 22 years old. You're at the top of the club game. Not bad, is it?
I can't put it into words.
Everyone said that.
I know, it's
but
impossible.
They keep talking about it.
It's impossible. I just mentioned then I played in 2 finals for Chelsea, and we've lost them both FA Cups, and the way that hurt after the game, I've dreamt as a kid going all the way, making a final and winning it and winning the trophy. That's what I'm all about. That's what this club's all about. I know it in and out. I've been there as a kid, and now to go all the way in the Champions League throughout tough games. We played some top teams, and now we're in a final and we've won. I can't put it into words. It's such a special occasion. At this moment in time, we're the best team in the world, so can't take that away from us.
We saw all aspects of the performance as well. You know, first half was frantic, second half you had to dig in.
Yeah. City, what a team they are. You can see what they've done in the Premier League, and they're very hard to prepare for. You don't know what you're going to get. They have top players, and it's such a tough game, and we get one goal on the break kind of, and we're defending the whole game. We're giving it our lives, blocks on the line, everything, and we win. So yeah, I don't know what to say.
And it's one for the academy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's you, there's Reece, there's...
It's not just the players.
Calamat-on-Odoi.
We've got staff here. Yeah. Joe Edwards has come through. Loads of staff that have come through, and obviously our players. What it means to us, it's unbelievable. My dad's just come down from the stands, and I burst into tears seeing him. It's a long journey to get to this moment here. So for my family, I thank them for everything. They've given me everything, and now these are the rewards.
Yeah, and you got a good summer ahead as well, fingers crossed.
I know. Obviously, to be at this moment now, going into the Euros, I know obviously some of the boys from City will be meeting up, and they've given everything just like us. So my celebrations after the game were cut short because I went straight over to them because I know that what they've given. and just go to them and say they deserve to be here because of what they've done this season. They've been one, if not the best team in the world, and definitely in the Premier League, what they've given. So yeah, it's tough for them, and hopefully next season we'll be pushing for the Premier League as well.
Outstanding. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. You threw everything at it, didn't you?
Sorry?
Right, you threw everything at it tonight, right up to the end. It just didn't happen for you.
Exceptional season for us, so it's an honor to be here. Today we are sad, but with time we will analyze how exceptional season for us. It was a tight game. We had almost first clear chances. They missed one with Bernard, the second half with Pulisic, and the second half we were brilliant, we were brave, and we could not convert the goals because they defend. They are so strong, so fast in the counter-attack. We didn't allow them to make the process to play. The players were exceptional, all of them. We'll try it, and we'll come back maybe one day again.
Absolutely. You changed the system. You played without Rodri. You played without Fernandinho. In hindsight, which is easy, was that a good decision? Did it work?
I did what is the best for the team.
True. And in terms of the match, the loss of Kevin De Bruyne at that crucial moment, that was a big blow as well.
Yeah, he was injured, but it's happened. In this kind of competition in the games, we need everyone. We need everyone to do it. And Kevin was injured, and other ones came in.
You've won the Premier League, you've won the League Cup. The ambition now is to come back here. You've set yourself that level.
The ambition now is rest.
Yes.
And after we'll prepare the next season and try to recover mentally the players. I'm pretty sure in 1 month and a half, 2 months they come back. And day by game, we try to do it. It's the first time we're in these stages. For us, it's an honor to be here, and hopefully we'll learn for the future.
Thank you, Pat.
You're
very
very
gracious. See you.
I've just been admiring it. It'd be amazing.
An unforgettable night for you.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. We fought so hard today. We knew that it was going to be a tough game, and it was just probably the second half really. We just fought for our lives. We just pictured this moment, this feeling, and yeah, it's just amazing. I'm literally speechless right now. It's what I come to Chelsea for. It's a dream come true.
One of the reasons you won that game is because there were a lot of one-on-one duels, and Chelsea seemed to win them, particularly yourself on the far side there against Mahrez.
Yeah, I mean, we knew their strengths. Obviously, Riyad and Raheem on the wings were potentially going to cause us problems, so me and Reece had to be on our game. And I think the key was just to get tight and try and be aggressive with them. And yeah, I mean, I was getting very tired as the game went on, but when the Champions League was up for grabs, it doesn't really matter.
Absolutely right. Strikers often get the glory, and Kai Havertz will, but there's some great defending out there tonight. Rudiger, Blanc, Aspilicueta clearance, incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Thiago going off was obviously not what we wanted, but whoever's out of the three centre-backs, whoever's come and filled in, has been brilliant all season. Playing next to Tony's been amazing. He's been absolutely class since the manager come in. And yeah, I think everyone today defended for their lives. Second half didn't play as well as we wanted, but who cares? We've won the Champions League, so I don't really care how we played.
Well done, Ben.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Craig Burley here in the studio. We also welcome to the show Jurgen Klinsmann and Frank Leboeuf with us to reflect on today's Champions League final. We saw Chelsea beat Manchester City by 1-0. Kai Havertz's goal in the first half proving to be the difference between the two sides as Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel go on and win their second Champions League. Craig, it's such an open start to this game. It was great. Sometimes these finals, you see the teams cancel each other out. This was quite the opposite.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any doubt that even Tuchel and his players himself would have understood that City were going to have the bulk of the possession. That wasn't going to worry Chelsea. And we'll look at Chelsea in the positive side to start, and then we'll sort of meander to the losing coach. But you've got to take a hat off to this club. Abramovich and his people do not mess around. They made an unpopular decision with some in sacking Frank Lampard, a guy who had been an amazing servant to that club as a player. But they felt they had to make a decision. This is a club that just makes decisions. Right or wrong, you may agree or disagree, but it made it. It was sort of cutthroat, but Tuchel was available. Let's go out, let's get him, right? Experienced coach. track record. And he came in, and I don't think I've seen a manager learn a squad as fast as he did. You think about all the changes he made in the first half a dozen games. You didn't know what that best 11 was going to be. It was like Hudson-Odoi wing back. It was Alonso in the team. It was Chilwell in the team. It was Mount out the team and Mount in the team. He basically threw everybody together in that squad, and he learned about every player's strengths and weaknesses on the job, while still getting enough results to get them in the top 4.
Yep.
And I think that was an amazing piece of management. To think about him coming in, if he'd have said to Abramovich when he was taking this job, I'll get you in the top 4, I'll get you to an FA Cup final, which they didn't play well, and I'll win the Champions League for you, he probably wouldn't have got the job, because Abramovich would have said, you're off your rocker. but what he's pulled off, I have to tip my cap to him. That has been, he has done an absolutely amazing job with this squad of players.
Jurgen, they deserved the win today, didn't they?
I mean, it was an outstanding performance today by Chelsea. I think it was an incredible team performance. Obviously, it was not the most exciting Champions League final in terms of numbers of chances created, numbers of goal opportunities. But it was tactically a super interesting game for all of us. It was to see, where they kind of find holes, where they find opportunities sooner or later. Then, the goal by Havertz was one little mistake made by Man City, and they were punished for it. But overall, I mean, the energy and the confidence that Chelsea demonstrated was outstanding, and a huge, huge compliment to Thomas Tuchel, obviously, as the manager in such short amount of time, as Craig said, to create something like that is unbelievable. And then obviously we are super, super happy, for Christian Pulisic. We have a Champions League winner, the United States. He came on, he almost scored that second goal. Imagine that, but he can be so proud of himself. He's on the right path. He's so much to look forward to. So this has been huge today and deserved by Chelsea. You feel a bit sad for Man City, but you got to give Chelsea all the credit today.
Yeah, Frank, what a day for Chelsea.
That's unbelievable because it's unexpected. Everybody thought Manchester City will dominate and win that game. All the bookies, I think, put Manchester City as a favorite, and they deserve that position. But again, I said before the game, you need to fill up all the list and make sure you cope with all details. And Manchester City didn't, where Chelsea did, and because of Mr. Tuchel and the choice of his lineup. We thought that maybe Ziyech would play on the right side, where he put Havertz, and Havertz is maybe the man of the match. We were expecting also something great from N'Golo Kante. I don't even have a word for that. That guy worth $1 billion. It's impossible to sold him. It's impossible to transfer him. That guy has to stay for the rest of his life at Chelsea. That guy was absolutely a monster. But everybody did what they had to do. Everybody. Even Werner, who missed chances, has been running like never seen him running. Everybody worked hard. Where maybe for Manchester City is they put the intensity, but didn't have the. They couldn't find the key in fight. The leaders couldn't find the key today to that game. De Bruyne, the time he spent on the pitch, but also Guardiola. Maybe we can talk about the lineup. Should Fernandinho play, and start? Maybe it would have been the solution because it would have put Gundogan a little bit further up. So we can discuss everything. But again, for me, the conclusion of that is Chelsea did what they had to do to win, where I don't think Manchester City did.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea. Yeah. We'll talk about City in the lineup a little later on, but let's just focus on Chelsea and let's focus on the goal that proved to be decisive, Craig.
Yeah, it comes out of the back from Mendy, and Kyle Walker goes to press, right? And John Stones goes in behind him to fill that space. Ruben Dias comes across, and now the left back Zinchenko, who's looking at the whole play building up. With his experience, he should know that he has to tuck round, right? Because if that ball's played on the outside of him, he still has then time to get back and make a challenge. But once it's played on the inside, and by the way, it's a brilliant ball from Mason Mount and it's a great run from Havertz, but look at the space between left back and centre back, and the much maligned Kai Havertz this season does the rest, going round Ederson. But that's a classic case of, I'm just saying, a modern day fullback, but any fullback, we talk about players don't really want to do the defensive side of it in this day and age. That's a classic case of a guy who, you know, thinks that play is probably going to break down, or City are going to win it, and then he's going to be, you know, down that left-hand channel, when in fact his first job, Zinchenko, is to tuck round and narrow that space between him and Diaz. Because once Walker goes, Stones goes, Diaz has to come across, as Frank will tell you, as a centre-half, and then you need your full-back to be getting round on the cover.
Right.
He didn't, and they paid the ultimate price. But, yeah, I mean, Werner had 2 good chances as well in the first half. One that he completely missed, and the other one, it was a weak shot. We saw there was a Pulisic chance when he came off the bench 5 minutes after. He should have scored. So this wasn't a fluke. Yeah, Chelsea did a lot of defending, but that's what they've done really well under Tuchel. We talked the other day, I'm not going to mention the club because people get upset, Man United. Oh, go on, I've mentioned
How long did it take for you to mention that?
but they have a clear identity. Their game has been a possession-based game, although you're never going to outpossess or unlikely to outpossess Man City. But the general game has been a possession passing game. It's been a little frustrating to watch at times, but one of the main aspects that he has brought in has been their structure defensively. From the get-go, since the minute he arrived, they've played 3 at the back. They've played 4 in the midfield, they've played 2 narrow and 1 up top. OK, they've tinkered now and again within games. But that's the way they've played. And the players have realised that whenever they come in the team in a certain position, that's the structure of this team. And what it has given them is a brilliant... In the main, there's been the odd wobble when they went down to 10 men against West Brom and capitulated. But in general, that shape has been a super defensive structure for them. We saw at times Reece James playing right-sided centre-back. He was back in his more natural position today. It was Azpilicueta back in there at right-sided centre-back, where he's an excellent, experienced defender. They lost Thiago Silva, don't forget, as well. Christensen, it wasn't just about Man City losing De Bruyne. Chelsea lost Silva, had to replace him with a player in Christensen who... But I give them, you know, the players and the manager credit. It's been a brilliant transformation, and I can only imagine what Frank Lampard's thinking, having done a decent job there before it all unravelled. To sit and watch a team that you were working with for 18 months, players, and getting some good results before it unravelled, to watch this team go on and have the success they've had this season under a different manager, has to be difficult for him to sit and watch it. But when he sees it and he looks at it in the cold light of day, I don't think you can question the decision that Abramovich took and relieving him of his duties and going for Thomas Tuchel.
Jurgen, a lot of fans and pundits alike were scratching their heads as to why so much money was spent on Kai Havertz, yet everyone who'd watched him play in the Bundesliga is saying, look, this kid is really worth it. It's taken his time, but what a time to make your statement at this club.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Kai Havertz is a huge talent. Obviously, he's not a finished product yet, and that's why he had his up and downs. Similar to Timo Werner, he's still kind of developing, even if he's already 25 years of age. But those are players that you've got to be patient with, and it's their first year in England, you know, in a completely different environment, a different place, and it takes time. It takes time, and I think Frank Lampard had the vision how to build that roster of that Chelsea team. It was very well kind of put together. And the big difference then to Thomas Tuchel was Thomas Tuchel is a real master in kind of, recognizing strengths and weaknesses of every individual players and put them in the context of the team. So that starts obviously with this defensive mindset, you know, the back line of Chelsea there with Azpilicueta and Rüdiger and Thiago Silva, then Christensen came on. Everyone knew exactly what to do. Then here you have in front of them Kanté, who played an unbelievable game today. And so he added piece by piece by piece based on the strength of everyone. And that's why, I mean, Kai Havertz now, here and there, he shows those strengths, he shows those moments Obviously, no, it should be more on a regular basis. He needs more consistency, but that's part of the growth. That's part of every player's kind of development. He can be super proud of himself, and it will be super interesting how they mix things up next season. Obviously, Christian Pulisic, we all hope he gets even more playing time. But it's Thomas Tuchel who put the end pieces together based on kind of the foundation built by Frank Lampard, and it paid out today, and they won a Champions League.
Frank, I think what it kind of epitomises this side as a real team is if I was to ask you for a man of the match, there isn't somebody who strikes you straight away who is the star of this side. And N'Golo Kante, as Jurgen mentioned, and Craig as well, is so key in that midfield. But overall, it's more about the team and the collective than the individuals.
Yeah, football is a winner, because we have the tendency to congratulate individuals where, today Chelsea showed that they were a real team. And even Christensen, when he came and substituted Silva, we didn't see the difference. And no doubt that Thiago Silva is a fantastic defender. But you can feel there is something special, a chemistry between the players, listening carefully to what Tuchel wants, and it worked. It's true that N'Golo Kante is N'Golo Kante, and without N'Golo Kante, I'm not sure Chelsea would have won today, because how many balls that he got back and at the end of the game was still running, giving some breath to his teammates. Of course, N'Golo Kante is unbelievable, but overall, and you're right, that's the team effort who made the difference, and it's what we have to underline for sure.